You may believe that going to the bathroom carefully just before bedtime is the best way to get a restful night's sleep. But once you reach 60, this habit might be exactly why you're suddenly wide awake at 2 a.m., heading to the bathroom once more in frustration. It feels like the most sensible routine in the world, doesn't it? It's the advice we've all gotten since childhood. Go ahead and try one more time, to be safe. Our parents had good intentions, and for much of our lives it was solid guidance. It's the grown-up choice to make. But the fact is, for many older adults, this extra visit doesn't fix the main reasons your body makes urine during the night. And even worse, it can feed into a loop of worry and oversensitivity in your bladder, which makes the trouble stand out more. The true problems begin hours earlier, long before you even consider going to bed. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 secret errors that are really causing you to wake up. These are not the common suggestions you've heard over and over. We're exploring the inner workings of your body in detail. The top approach we'll cover goes beyond just letting you sleep soundly all night. It also supports better digestion and eases swelling as you relax. So stick around with me, right through to the finish, since the fix for your sleep troubles is probably not what you'd expect, and real changes might start as early as this evening. And before we get started, if you're set to regain your full night's rest at last, please grant me a quick favor and hit the like button now. It really aids in spreading our key health advice to more fine folks just like you who could benefit from it. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't skip our weekly health pointers, and leave a comment down below sharing the country you're tuning in from. I truly enjoy linking up with our worldwide health community. So the issue goes further than that hurried dash to the bathroom. It's really about setting up the proper setup in your body for a complete 8 hours of calm. Let's go over the 5 strongest methods to end those nighttime awakenings. We'll begin with the most basic one and work our way up to the biggest game changer at the close. Let's begin with the 5th pillar, your drinking schedule, the 3-hour liquid curtain. This is the best known suggestion, but it's also the most often misunderstood. The usual advice is to avoid drinking before bedtime. That's too basic and can often cause dehydration. The true key isn't about skipping drinks, it's about setting a firm stop time. The rule is to set a clear boundary 3 hours before your planned bedtime. After that time, your intake of liquids should stop completely, or be limited to very small sips only if needed for taking medicine. The reason for this comes from science, all about allowing your body, especially your kidneys, enough time to do their work. When you drink a glass of water, it doesn't simply stay in your stomach. It gets absorbed into your bloodstream, which increases the amount of blood. Your kidneys then remove this extra fluid from your blood to create urine, which goes to your bladder. This whole process, from drinking until your bladder sends its "I'm full" signal, takes about 90 minutes to 3 hours. It depends on your age, kidney health, and the type of drink. As we get older, our kidney function slows down. The rate at which they filter fluid can decrease, so it takes more time to handle the same amount of liquid. So if your bedtime is 10 p.m., your last glass of water or cup of tea should be done no later than 7 p.m. This provides your body the complete 3-hour period to handle that liquid, fill the bladder, and let you empty it fully before getting into bed. And this isn't just an idea. A detailed review on nocturia, the medical term for waking up to urinate, published in the Journal of Urology, clearly supports limiting fluids in the evening as a main way to change behavior. Studies show that people who follow a strict 2 to 3 hour cutoff for fluids before bed have a big drop in the number of times they wake up at night. It's one of the best starting steps to try. So here's the practical plan. First, figure out your bedtime. Let's say it's 10:30 p.m. Your cutoff time for liquids is 7:30 p.m. Set an alarm on your phone for 7:30 p.m., labeled Liquid Curtain Down. Second, don't try to gulp down a big load of water just before the cutoff. Gradually ease off your drinking during the day. Your aim should be to drink most of your daily water by late afternoon. This way, you stay hydrated without flooding your body at night. And third, if you need to take medicine, use the tiniest sip of water you can to swallow the pill. We're talking less than an ounce of water. Now, I have a question for you all. What's your usual drinking routine before bed? Are you someone who drinks water at the last minute? Share your habits in the comments below. Let's discuss it. All right, on to pillar number 4, the pre-sleep emptying routine, your double empty method. This follows right from our last idea and deals with that just-in-case pee we mentioned. Just heading to the bathroom one time before bedtime may not always do the trick, particularly for men facing an enlarged prostate or women experiencing shifts in their pelvic floor muscles. Your bladder could be holding on to some urine after the first effort. That's when the double voiding method can make a real difference. It's an approach that doctors who specialize in urinary issues often suggest to help empty the bladder as much as possible. Here's the way it goes. Head to the bathroom like you usually do, around 30 minutes before you're ready to climb into bed. Take your time, sit comfortably, ease your pelvic muscles, and allow your bladder to release on its own. When you think you're done, don't stand right up and walk away. Get up, move around briefly, or just pause for 30 to 60 seconds. Then settle back down and give urination another go. You may find it surprising that a bit more urine comes out. That leftover urine, if it stays in the bladder, is often the reason you stir awake only a few hours after drifting off. The reason this works ties to how the bladder and nearby muscles function. The bladder acts like a stretchy pouch made of muscle, and to clear it fully, the main bladder muscle, called the detrusor, must squeeze well, while the closing muscles, known as sphincters, loosen up. With age, or from issues like benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, in men, this teamwork can falter a bit. The initial urination clears most of it, but a tiny bit might linger. That short break and shift in posture lets the bladder adjust again, with any extra urine flowing downward, so it's simpler to push out during the next try. A study from 2017 in the International Journal of Urology pointed out that double voiding can greatly lower the amount of urine left after going, which plays a big role in nighttime bathroom trips. People who started using this method noticed a clear boost in how well they slept through the night. The method is straightforward, but it calls for careful attention. 30 minutes before bedtime, do your first void. Remain seated on the toilet for another 30 seconds to make sure you feel at ease. Then stand up. Perhaps wash your teeth or prepare your sleepwear. Just before settling into bed, return and complete the second void. This easy 2-part routine can change everything for the better. May I ask, have you come across the double voiding technique earlier? Does this come as new to you? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Now, let's move to the third pillar, the sunset dining approach, and your awareness of foods that act as diuretics. This is a huge factor that most folks totally miss. The kind of food you have for your evening meal and the time you eat it directly affects how much urine your body makes while you sleep. Lots of everyday foods that look good for you at dinner are really natural diuretics, which means they cause your body to make extra urine. Pairing those foods with a meal eaten late in the evening sets you up for a night without much rest. The main troublemakers include items rich in potassium, acids, or even sugars and salt that are tucked away. Take a big salad at dinner, for example. It feels like a smart choice, but tomatoes, cucumbers, and celery are all recognized as natural diuretics. That hot curry dish can bother the inside of your bladder because chili peppers irritate it, which ramps up your need to use the bathroom. Even something basic after dinner, like a dish of mixed fruit, can cause issues. Things like watermelon, cantaloupe, and citrus fruits carry a lot of water and potassium. And we shouldn't ignore salt either. A meal loaded with salt, such as a frozen pizza or takeout from a Chinese place, leaves you feeling dry in the mouth. You end up drinking extra fluids, and the salt forces your kidneys to labor hard to get rid of it, drawing more liquid from your system to form urine. The hour you eat matters every bit as much as what's on your plate. Having a big meal late in the evening, such as after 8 p.m., forces your digestion process and your bladder and kidney system to work hard, just as your body should be winding down for sleep. Breaking down food needs water, and the waste from processing meals must be cleared by the kidneys. Research in the Urology Journal showed a clear link between heavy late dinners and more frequent nighttime bathroom trips, known as nocturia. The experts suggested that the extra work on the body in the evening throws off the natural daily clock that controls kidney activity. So here's a plan for your evening meals. First, try to finish your main meal of the day at least 4 hours before you go to sleep. If you turn in at 10 p.m., wrap up dinner by 6 p.m. This matters even more than limiting drinks before bed. Second, pay close attention to what you include in your dinner. Choose foods that are gentle on the bladder. Go for lean proteins such as chicken or fish, whole grains like sweet potatoes or brown rice, and vegetables that don't act as diuretics like carrots, peas, and broccoli. Hold back on salt. Flavor your food with herbs and spices such as rosemary or thyme, rather than too much salt or spicy chili powder that can bother the bladder. And if you want a bite after dinner, pick a small one based on protein, like a few almonds, instead of a dish of fruit or ice cream. Do you have a favorite evening snack? After learning this, might you think twice about it? I'd love to hear your ideas in the comments. All right, now let's turn to Pillar 2. The sleep setup, your room's warmth, and what you wear to bed. This may seem totally unconnected to your bladder, but it ties in closely. The place where you sleep, in particular the warmth in your room, and the garments you choose, can right away cause your body to make extra urine. This effect is known as cold diuresis. Let me explain the facts behind it. When your body chills, it starts a tightening of blood vessels, mainly in your outer parts, like your hands and feet. This acts as a protective response meant to move blood from the outer skin and into your body's center to protect your key organs from the cold. This moving of blood raises the force in your main arteries and veins. Your body, especially your kidneys, notices this rise in central blood flow and mistakes it for too much fluid. What happens next? The kidneys start working harder to remove what they see as extra liquid in order to reduce the blood pressure, and they achieve this by creating more urine. So if you sleep in a space that's too chilly, or you have on clothes that don't keep you warm enough, you're basically fooling your body into needing to urinate. The evidence for this comes from solid research in environmental health. Research in the American Journal of Physiology showed that even a small decrease in your body's core warmth while sleeping can cause a big rise in urine made at night. The best warmth for your bedroom during sleep is usually suggested to range from 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, or roughly 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. However, for older adults who may have weaker blood flow, the cooler part of that range could feel too chilly. You might want to try a bit warmer, like 68 or 69 degrees. The key here is to make a steady, cozy, warm space. First, look at your thermostat. Try different settings in that 65 to 69 degree range to see what feels right without getting too cold. Use a thermostat that you can program to hold the temperature steady all through the night. Second, focus on your feet. Cold feet often start the narrowing of blood vessels. Always wear socks to bed if your feet get chilly. Wool socks work great because they stay warm even if your feet get a bit damp. Third, look at your night clothes and bed covers. Choose natural fabrics that let air through, such as cotton, bamboo, or wool. These help control your body heat, keeping you warm without getting too hot and sweaty, which can also interrupt your rest. Stay away from man-made fabrics like polyester, which trap air poorly. The aim is to feel nicely warm from head to toe the whole night. What temperature do you set for your bedroom at night? And do you wear socks in bed? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's discuss our top, most effective, and often ignored approach. This one brings all the parts together. The first key pillar is the body alignment technique. It focuses on your sleep position and how you place your pillow. This is the best hidden tool to prevent waking up during the night. The way you sleep can squeeze your bladder and nearby organs. This creates a false feeling of needing to go right away. Or it can open up room and calm in your belly area. The poorest sleep spot for nocturia is lying flat on your back. This is called the supine position. It is especially bad without good support. When you lie on your back, the complete weight of your belly organs can push down on your bladder. This steady light pressure can signal your brain that the bladder is more full than it really is. This sets off the need to urinate. Also, sleeping on your back can make issues like snoring and sleep apnea worse. Sleep apnea is a big and often undiscovered reason for nocturia. When breathing stops during an apneic event, the oxygen in your blood falls. At the same time, carbon dioxide builds up. This puts strain on the heart. It causes the heart to expand. In reaction to this expansion, the heart releases a hormone called atrial natriuretic peptide, or ANP. The main role of this hormone is to direct the kidneys to remove sodium and water. Put simply, it makes you pee. The ideal way to sleep is on your side. In particular, resting on your left side offers the greatest advantages. This setup eases the load on your bladder and may also enhance blood flow. However, simply lying on your side is not sufficient. You must position yourself properly. That's when the role of pillows turns very important. The main step is to put a sturdy pillow between your knees. This easy move stops your upper leg from shifting ahead and causing a twist in your back and hips. It straightens your pelvis and hips, which lessens stress on your lower back, and importantly, avoids extra strain on your bladder and urethra. For your head, choose a pillow thick enough to hold your head and neck in line with your spine. If your head sits too low or too high, it might bend your breathing passage and lead to snoring or sleep apnea. Plenty of studies explore this topic. Research published in the Journal of Sleep Research clearly connected sleep apnea to serious nighttime urination and showed that using a CPAP machine or positional therapy to treat the apnea greatly cut down on trips to the bathroom at night. Positional therapy usually means just promoting sleep on your side. The body structure makes sense here. Keeping the body in line eases physical strain and body stress, both of which play big roles in nighttime urination. So here is your plan for better body alignment. First, try hard to drop off to sleep on your left side. If you often roll over onto your back, consider using special pillows for position, or the classic method of stitching a tennis ball into the back of your pajama top. Second, pick up a pillow just for your knees. It needs to be solid enough to hold your knees apart by a couple of inches. This may feel odd in the beginning, but it will soon turn into something very cozy. Third, look at your head pillow. While lying on your side, your nose ought to point straight toward the middle of your chest. If your head tilts up or down, then your pillow does not fit right. Putting money into the right pillow help means putting money into sleep without breaks. Now, I can guess what you may be wondering, but I have tested out a few of these ideas. And what if I still need to get up for the bathroom? That is a fair worry. So, let's briefly cover the 5 key rules you should keep in mind, even if you're handling other parts well. Relax. These are 5 easy rules that will help improve your chances. First, amount. If you really need to take a small sip after your 3-hour cutoff, we're only talking about 1 ounce of water, no more than what's in a small shot glass. Second, when you drink. We've set it that 3 hours before bedtime is your strict stop for any real amount of liquid. No exceptions. Third, how warm it is. Stay away from very cold drinks at night. They can startle your body. Room temperature or slightly warm works best every time. Fourth, skip those extra trips just in case. After you've emptied your bladder twice and settled into bed, remain there. Avoid getting up once more out of worry. Have faith in the method. Rising and settling repeatedly can build worry and rouse you even more. Fifth, unwind. As you empty your bladder before bedtime, take your time. Worry and tightness can stop your bladder from draining fully. Draw in several slow, deep breaths. Allow it to flow on its own. So, my friends, today we covered far more than a handful of suggestions. We explored a complete approach to regaining the deep, healing sleep that you fully and completely merit. We covered ways to schedule your fluid intake, how to fully clear your bladder, how to choose foods for a peaceful evening, how to set up an ideal spot for rest, and how to ready your body to ease strain and worry. I'm not urging you to overhaul your whole routine all at once. That would feel too much. Simply choose the one main idea, the one thought that connected with you the most. Perhaps it's the evening meal at sunset, or perhaps it's at last having a cushion for your knees. Select that one item and attempt it this evening. Simply attempt it for 3 nights in a row and notice how you feel. Which one will you attempt first? Tell me your selection in the comments. I wish to know your intention. And if this video brought you a feeling of clearness and optimism, please do me a kindness and simply write the word hope in the comments. And naturally, if you have not yet done so, subscribe to the channel and activate the alerts so we can keep going on this wellness path together. Be well. May your evenings be peaceful, extended, and profoundly relaxing. And may your mornings be lively. I will meet you in the upcoming video.